What's up? I'm Sam. I'm the project coordinator slash QA and CX at Datamango. Bit of a mouthful. In terms of like my roles and stuff like that, I suppose it can kind of shift project to project, depending on the day, which changes the pace for me sometimes, which is nice. But for the most part, just a busy body that takes notes and nags people. Aside from the note taking and the nagging, could be anything from mocking up wireframes for new development work, testing changes and QA, a lot of meetings with clients and keeping them happy and in the loop. I also assist with some of our internal security processes. I also oversee the user support side of things for the sustainability project, and a messy lookalike, apparently, which is also an important role of mine.
So getting into your personal background then, what did your life look like before Datamango?
Pretty standard sort of childhood and education, did secondary, into college. Didn't go to uni, just ended up at work sort of straight out of college. So I've worked in IT or tech in some capacity for the last 13 years, I suppose it would be. Started off in change management for an IT service management company, then shifted into a more hands-on type role as a technician for a different company. I was then an IT technician at a school where I also taught ICT across all year groups. During that time, I was also teaching drums a little bit on the side. So working at the school sort of allowed me the time to explore that and sort of give more time to music and the other stuff I was doing at the time. And then I joined a software company as a software support consultant, and now I'm here.
In terms of the projects that you're working on in Datamango at the moment, you were talking about being a bit of a busybody doing all kinds of different stuff, but what are your sort of the main projects that you're spending a lot of time on at the moment?
Obviously the sustainability project's a massive one, and working on that's been really interesting. I've been involved sort of from the start, so seeing how it's evolved sort of 2 years ago to now has been really cool. Obviously we came into the project with none of the subject knowledge, so we had to learn a lot to make sure that what we were building was accurate and correct.
You say you were working with another software dev house before. In your experience, what's been different for you in working at Datamango?
All of us at Datamango, we all have a common goal, right? Sort of shines through our work ethic, how we communicate with customers or prospects. Almost as if where we're still young, we sort of got something to prove as well, maybe. That's part of it. I'm not too sure. I think maybe when we're sort of in talks with, prospects in the early days, they maybe sort of pick up on the fact that maybe we as a company are a bit different than others, maybe less corporate, outside of the box. Being real and being genuine with people, it builds sort of, more trusting relationships from the get-go, and it almost becomes more of a partnership than just sort of transactional business stuff.
Looping out of Datamango for a second. So you talked about teaching drums before?
Yeah, I played drums for a really long time, played in bands and stuff growing up. At the time I was working at the school, and a few years prior I was in a band playing shows just locally and stuff like that. And outside of work, that was sort of my main focus for a long time. The whole touring thing probably wasn't for me, like, living out of a Sprinter van, being freezing cold and hungry all the time. I like being comfortable. I like a shower and a bed and all that stuff. But I'd like to do it again someday if I have a place to sort of set up my kit and have my own rehearsal or practice space somewhere. I don't know where that would be. If I can make that happen, I'd like to do it again someday, I think.
What are you doing at the moment outside of work then, if you're not drumming?
A lot of the standard stuff, really. I've started going to the gym again recently. Sort of been sticking to it a little bit, 3-4 times a week. Decorating my house. We moved into this place in November, and we've just been slowly doing up the place sort of room by room. So a lot of DIY jobs sort of keeping me busy as well.
Have you got a fun fact or a party trick, Sam?
All right, we'll do fun facts. Number 1, I platinumed Crash Bandicoot 2, the remaster, PS5.
Oh, humble brag.
Number 2, The Mask was the first film I ever cried at. I don't have a third one.
Oh, it was all leading up to the third one, really, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for your time, Sam.